Hello everyone, and welcome to another atypical I'm not sitting and just chatting today video, which seems to be a little bit of a common occurrence recently, but honestly I'm vibing with it. I kind of like this more than just sitting and chatting sometimes, so it changes it up. It makes the channel a little more interesting, I think, and I like it, which is the priority. Enough preamble. So what I'm doing today, what I'm doing for the next 48 hours or so, I planned 3 different museums, exhibition, events, things that I am going to, and I figured I'd take all of you along with me. So all 3 of these places are in Rhode Island. I'm not venturing up into Massachusetts. That will probably be for another video for another time, but I will be doing that as well. So I'm going on like 3 different museum adventures today, doing all sorts of things. So we're starting our adventure at, this is a terrible angle from where I parked, but I am at the Waterfire Art Center in Providence. So I'll walk around, I'll show you guys what I'm seeing, and I'll probably put some Dan and Phil beats over it to create a vibe. Enjoy! Had to break from the first one before coming to the second one to hop on here just to say, like, I'm dumbfounded, I'm speechless, and I've been writing like so many notes in my notebook just to be like, oh my gosh, like I just found meaning. I just found meaning in a single room of art. Can I just say how much I love going to museums and exhibits when I'm like the only person there, so that I can actually just like spend as long as I want in front of a piece of art and write as much as I want and look at it for as long as I want without looking crazy. And I can like take videos and stuff. I love that stuff. I think that's why I came out today, because I knew it was going to be empty. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, I definitely don't want to talk too much about each exhibit. I want this to be more of like a look at what I'm looking at video, but I do want to add some notes. I'm gonna talk about it. So the first exhibit I looked at was this one. It was called Grit and Polish. And at first, let's be real, I had no idea what was going on. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8, 7? I can't do basic math. 8 different artists, and I didn't really know how they were going to be connected. And let's be real, the first go around of me looking at everything and really trying to take it in, I didn't really understand what was going on. But then I took a step back and really looked at everything, and I read what they had to say about their pieces and themes they were trying to talk about, and then how it was interconnected to everything else. And oh my gosh, guys, it all made sense. The theme, if I had to pick one theme, it's humanity, which I know is so broad. But the way they explored humanity was so interesting because they each took it a different way, and it all kind of made a complete story. There were people talking about the identity coming from the person, how people are malleable, how people are full of both these things of change for good and change for like shame's sake. So both positive and negative aspects of being a human. But then they jumped from just like the identity of one person into how we're connected to other people, those relationships that we have. And we explored those relationships and how we're connected to one another. And from those connections of being connected, we also saw how we become unconnected and the grief and loss that comes from those connections that are no more. And how we move through that process of grieving and loss and what we do with those connections, because we still know those people, but they're not there anymore. And what we do with that in ourselves. Oh my gosh. And this is the second one I went into, Graphic Voices of Latin America. Now this was fascinating because I wasn't expecting what we saw. And actually looking back, I think I actually did the exhibit backwards unintentionally, but I think going backwards and then seeing it going forwards made it make more sense, because this artist was exploring ancestral evolution and what that means. And so how he was exploring that almost basically through disasters, which was really interesting to see. So because I went backwards, he started with 9/11 and those portrayals of 9/11 and what that meant, what he saw. And then we went to Chernobyl, but then there was the oil spill. And then we were in colonialism and the horrors of colonialism and what that meant. Then we went backwards again and it was his hometown, but he still had aspects of disaster in it. And the first thing that I think I should have seen first was the farmers. So going through that progression, his point was seeing the past in the present. And that really made sense, because if you look through the art, there are like shadows in the background and like you can see like the pencil markings. So we're seeing like the past in the present tense of the painting as well, which is fascinating. All in all, that was a fantastic exhibit. I absolutely loved seeing that, and this was a great first day. So I will see you tomorrow for the next museum trip.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our museum adventure. So one of my things actually fell through today. So in order to make sure that I still hit 3 things for this video and in general, added something else. So we are starting at Roger Williams Park. Did you know museums aren't just like actual buildings, but they also include parks, zoos, aquariums, etc., etc.? Yeah, fun fact. My first thing today is actually going to be a plant walk around Roger Williams Park. We're gonna go on like a mile walk or so, and we're gonna look at plants that aren't there, but they're gonna tell us about the plants. So, okay, that's kind of like that's all I know about it. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more too, but that's what we're starting with. And then after that, we're gonna, wait, I wanna flip the camera. After that, we're gonna come to this place, which is the Natural History Museum of Rhode Island, which happens to be at Roger Williams Park, but it's not, like, it's associated, but not associated. So we're gonna go in there. I'm running late this morning, so let's get to it. Okay, I just finished the walk and I knew it was gonna be outside. I'm not stupid, but I didn't bring gloves or anything, or like a hat or anything, so I'm freezing. I've been writing notes this entire time about what I saw and like what we were experiencing. So I hope you enjoyed looking at the park. I love Roger Williams Park. I feel like I'm here nearly every month, more than once a month if I try to be better. So now finally I can go to the museum and warm up a little bit for my next part. I'm normally not the biggest fan of natural history museums because I'm not the biggest fan of taxidermy, and that's basically what most natural history museums are. But just looking at these little guys, it's kind of nice. It's kind of fun. It's like, oh, I would never see you guys in real life. Art is trying so hard to imitate life. That's what taxidermy is, right?
What I loved about the plant tour was I'm at this park all of the time, but I never really stopped to look at the plants because that's not something I'm usually interested in. So I figured I'd try something new, and I got to learn about the plants. Plus, I can now acknowledge and see what they are in the winter, and they give an explanation of what they're going to look like in the summer too. So when I'm here in the summer, I can be like, oh, I know that is an American sweet gum tree. Ooh, look at me go. I can just be even more annoying now. And with the Natural History Museum, I just love coming here. It's so easy. It doesn't cost me like anything. And you get to see just a bunch of animals that you never would have otherwise have seen. Because like those aren't things that you're going to see like when you go to a zoo, or things that you're going to see when you're walking around a park and stuff. So just being able to acknowledge like what these animals are, plus like the evolution. And then there was also that climate and the earth over time section. And it all always related back to Rhode Island, where it was like, oh, this is what it would look like if X, Y, and Z happened, or this is what Rhode Island looked like back in the dinosaur era, or this is what's gonna happen if we don't stop climate change. It's gonna be all underwater. So that's just cool to see as well. So I hope you enjoyed this short little video, this short little vlog on some different museum exhibits you can experience while in Rhode Island if you ever find yourself here. These little vlogs are really fun to do, plus it'll encourage me to get out and try new things in and around Rhode Island. So if you want to see more of those, make sure you hit the like button, but also hit subscribe so that you can see when I post more of these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.